OCR 2018, paper 2. I'm going to do a statistics question. So when you do A-level questions like this, question number 10 is a statistics question. In your exams, it's good to underline or highlight the numbers as you go through them. So I'll read through it quickly, and then I'll go through the workings with you. A certain forest contains only trees of a particular species. Deepak wished to take a random sample of 5 trees. So I'll highlight 5 trees from the forest. He numbered the trees from 1 to 284. I'll highlight 1 to 784. Then, using a calculator, he generated random digits. Highlight the random digits. Using this digit, Deepak formed 5 3-digits. He took the first, second, and third digits. I'll put that in green. The first, second, and third digits, followed by the second, third, and fourth digits in green as well, and so on. In this way, he obtained the following numbers. So we got the list of numbers he obtained. Explain why Deepak omitted the number 810 from the list. Now, the number 810, 810. If you look on that list, there's no 810. But he was choosing numbers from 1 to 784. He was choosing numbers from 1 to 784. And 810 is bigger than 784. So 810 is not in the list of the trees he numbered. It says that he numbered the trees from 1 to 784. So 810 will not be numbered. So there are only 784 trees, and there is no tree numbered 810. You keep the answer short and simple because it's 1 mark. For part B, explain why Deepak's name sample is not random. Random, it means all of them have equal chances. There is no pattern in selecting them. It says each of the random numbers is dependent on the previous number. Let's see how that meets in English. It's dependent on the previous number. If you see here 147, the next number is 478. If you notice there's 47 in the first number, there's 47 in the second number. So these two things are linked. So they depend on each other. So the second number depends on the first number because they have these two numbers which depend. So they depend. There's 47 there, there's 47. So if you see the pattern there, the pink one, 147. After that, 478. The red one. After that, the green one, 781. So 781, let's look at this one. 78, 478, and 781. You can see the 78 link. And then from there now, you can see consecutive numbers share 2 digits. Share 2 digits. 1, 2. 1, 2. So they are not independent. This third part is the part which is 7 marks. And students tend to find problems with this. And let's go through it. There are a couple of ways to do it. But let's look at it. I'll highlight the numbers as I read them. Reading is very important, and highlighting the numbers is very important. The mean height of all trees of a species is known to be 4.2 meters. Deepak wishes to test whether the mean height of the trees in the forest is less than 4.2 meters. He now uses the correct method to choose a random sample of 50 trees and find that the mean height is 4.0 meters. It is given that the standard deviation of the trees in the forest is 0.8. Carry out a test at 2% significance level. So the first thing is you write down the null hypothesis. What is the population mean for that trees? Is 4.2. And then the alternative, H1, the alternative hypothesis. What are you trying to investigate? You want to find out if it is less than 4.2 meters. Remember, 4.2 meters is slightly taller than most people's houses. Your house is like 2 meters. up to the door. So 4.2 meters is a bit tall. It's 2 times that. So the mean is, you want to find out if the mean is less than 4.2 meters, where this mu, it's a Greek letter, is the mean height of trees in the wood. So now we didn't use all the trees in the wood. That would take years to count it all. So we use a sample. And when we use a sample, we write it as X bar like that. It's just a sample. The 50 trees is a sample, not all the trees. That's why there's a bar on top, sample. And it's normally distributed. So the mean is 4.2. And then the standard deviation is the variance 0.8 squared over 50. So for normal distribution, you can say the mean is less than, or you can say less than or equals to. It doesn't really affect it for standard deviation. For normal distribution, you can have less than, but people write less than or equals to. It wouldn't affect your calculation or your results. So we want to find the probability if it is going to be less than 4.0, because it says there and finds their mean height to be 4. We want to find out if it's less than 4.0. And how do we get this number? I'll show you how you do it with your calculator. But before I do that, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more expert explanation for questions like this. My telephone number is there. You can send me WhatsApp for maths tuition, and you complete the course with me, 100% guaranteed to pass. I'm an experienced examiner and teacher. First lesson is free. So contact me if you want to get expert tuition. And I'll make videos for every question that I teach you, every question that you find difficult, so you can watch it over and over again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and you can WhatsApp me on that number. So when you go to your calculator, I am using the CG100, the latest calculator. That one is expensive. Some people use the CG50. Some people use the other Casio 991C. I'm using the latest one. It makes my life so easy with this thing. I go into the calculator, I choose this option. You can see there in the picture clearly the normal distribution curve, and I choose the one that says less than, because I want to find out if it's less than 4. It shows you clearly. It's easier when you use this calculator. So the tail, it wants to see if it's less than 4. Data is not a list of things, it's just a variable. And then the display, don't worry about. Put 4. The mean is 4.2. And then the standard deviation. The standard deviation, because it's the sample, I work it out from this. This is how you work it out. You put 0.8 divided by square root of 50. It will give you this 0.11313708. So that is the mean, is 4.2. Standard deviation is this. I put it there. And then you want to find probability less than 4. And then you press execute. It will give you this answer. 0.03854. I always take the first 4 decimal places. I want to get as accurate as possible. If I'm crazy, I just write all of it. And then I'll round it up. So 0. You see the calculator shows you its probability of less than or equals to 4. It shows your mean there is 4.2. Shows your standard deviation is the one we calculated. And it shows you the graph. If you like, you can sketch it on your exam paper. You mark that point there, which is that 0.0. You mark it there, and they give you the graph. Everything is neatly given to you like that in that calculator. And then you write it down, 0.038549. So when you write it down, what are we going to do with our results? We're going to compare it with the significance level. They say the significance level is 2%. So if you take that 0.038, you multiply it by 100 to change to percentage, that gives you 3.9%, which is roughly 4%. Now you would say 4% is bigger than 2%. Because it is bigger, we do not reject H naught, do not reject the null hypothesis. But you have to draw a conclusion. This conclusion is you are saying that there is insufficient evidence that the mean height of trees in the wood is less than 4. So you are not 100% saying that the mean height is less than. You are just saying that what you have done so far, you haven't got enough evidence. Evidence might come out later in the future if you go into it that way. Think of it that way. But for now, all you conclude is that there is insufficient evidence that the mean height of the tree of these trees in the wood is less than 4.2. So I hope that helps you with this type of question. And it's 7 marks. It's a 7-mark question. And I'll show you where they give some of the marks so that you know where you get your mark. One of the things where I saw the marks is when they mark the exam, you put your null hypothesis, 1 mark. This is it. You get your mark for the null hypothesis. You put the alternative hypothesis, the 2nd mark. You tell them it's sample mean and you put this in normal distribution, another mark. You work out this probability. I think that 1, 2, 3, that was 4, 5 mark. And then when you compare, I think that was 6, and then the conclusion, 7 marks. That was your 7 marks there. That's how you pass exams. You can look at the mark scheme, you will see exactly what I've just shown you here. So question 10 was for 9 marks altogether. So that's the part 1 for the first mark. That's the part 2 for the second mark. And part 3 for the third mark, for the 7 marks. As with A levels, there's another way to do this question. You can use this formula I'm circling at the bottom there to calculate the Z value, and then you calculate the Z value and then compare them. But don't worry about this method if you know the one I've just shown you. So I hope this helps. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll keep making more and more videos like this. If you have some questions that you think are really difficult and tricky, send a picture of it to me and I'll try and make a video of it to help break it down. Thank you and good luck with